Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk to you about the media. We're going to talk to you about the Daily Beast. Apparently, it is bleeding out money now. This is a far-left website that has published such hit pieces on gamers as video games are becoming a hotbed for dangerous propaganda. If you play video games, that you're going to get indoctrinated into the alt-right. According to this, even if you play Minecraft.
Yes, because that's terrible.
Well, they think Notch is alt-right. They think the guy who made Minecraft's alt-right. Everybody's alt-right that I don't like.
Anybody, right of far left is all right.
So we're gonna talk about this. That doesn't surprise us at all. Does it surprise you?
No.
I mean, we've been covering this for the last, probably 2 years on this channel now. That all these media outlets, they're all crumbling. They're all decaying because they don't have enough viewers or enough readers to keep things going, and so they keep getting this infusion after infusion of venture capital. Now it's all running out, and I don't know what the end game is here because nobody's buying these websites.
No,
they really aren't, or if they are, they're buying them for a song. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
If only it were Kotaku.
Yeah,
the biggest
give them time.
woohoo.
Give them time.
So this is coming from The Hollywood Reporter. I got to give a hat tip to Vinny who sent this over. Hot source. Barry Diller spent millions to feed a dying beast.
Shocker.
The beleaguered Daily Beast has been losing money. What's less known is just how much it's bleeding, and it's a lot. So they're talking about the layoffs, right? They said the Daily Beast was on track to lose $9 million this year and was hours away from being sold to a private equity company, according to its new CEO and publisher, Ben Sherwood, who delivered the startling news to shell-shocked staffers during an all-hands call last week. Wow, $9 million. That's, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot of money, but, we're
So basically, was this guy, giving it money to prop it up?
Yeah.
So to what end? Why would, that's like throwing good money after bad. Why would you? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't understand why they're keeping these websites around. I mean, I think propaganda... that's about the only thing I can think of. Well, we saw what happened to Jezebel, right? Geo Media shut Jezebel down because they couldn't find a buyer, and then I think it was Paste Magazine bought it, and they decided they were going to try to resuscitate it as a political commentary, even more political commentary.
That's all it's used. That's all I use it for.
But I don't know how that's going to go for these websites because, I can tell you again, as people who run websites, we're looking at the numbers, right? We're looking at the ad rates, and they're not good. Everybody's taking their money and they're pushing it into video, and they're pushing it into podcasts, they're pushing it everywhere but to these websites, and nobody's reading them. And now Google is coming in and just taking AI snippets and giving people search results that way. So I don't know why you'd keep plowing money into a dying website. So yeah, when we arrived in April, he said the company was set to lose $9 million this year. Sherwood told staffers on Monday. To put that differently, it was on track to spend $9 million more than the revenue it was bringing in. That's $9 million in losses on top of many millions and millions of losses in previous years, and even more losses, tens of millions in projected years ahead.
But why?
Why?
I know. Why would you do it? It doesn't make any.
They're all running at a loss like this. That's the thing.
If I was somebody who had investments in this, I'd be asking questions like, "What the heck?"
Wow. As you know, Barry Diller and IAC have always believed in the Beast. They have always funded it. For a variety of reasons, Diller and IAC decided they need to make changes because they're losing too much money.
Yeah.
And as you probably heard or probably will read, there's a plan to sell the Daily Beast to a private equity company, which would have in turn laid off almost everybody at the company.
But they didn't sell it.
They didn't.
Okay.
That almost happened. In fact, it was hours away from happening. So it's so bad at the Daily Beast that they almost sold it to a private equity company. I would say most of these websites are being propped up by private equity companies
but
now.
Then what saved it then?
I don't know. It said, as Hot Source first reported, the new leadership has had a rocky start. They said, we're having conversations with people. I want to be respectful of those conversations. We're moving as fast as we can on that front, trying to get some money rolling in. Sherwood said in the call that thanks to cutbacks and buyouts, the Beast is now on track to break even next year.
Oh, and maybe hit profitability in 2026.
In 2026.
So it took buyouts and cutbacks.
Yeah,
So I'm confused. So it went to almost selling to an investment place or whatever, and they were hours away. And now all of a sudden they're making cuts, and it's going to be profitable in a couple years. This really seems weird.
the site has been operating with the help of freelancers and contractors.
Were they paid?
The overall crew will be smaller as the finances simply don't support the size of the staff. This is the biggest problem with a lot of these websites, right? They think they're newspapers from 1975. They think that they've got this, they want this full newsroom, and these people are leaving journalism college, working for one of these websites, and they think that they should be paid six figures.
Yeah, that's true.
I would be surprised if these sites were not making six figures every month. They're not even paying your salary. And there's like how many people that want a six-figure gig? Like BuzzFeed was paying people, I think it was over $100,000 a year, $150,000 a year to just write fluff articles about video games and politics and listicles and garbage like that. And it's like, yeah, it's no wonder you guys are broke. I mean, so it's about a culture of trust around the table where we have meetings, blah, 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 blah. You got to tell people the truth.
Okay, sure. The long and short of it is they, were very they literally politically left. They were very, very overly political. There, as other sites that were doing the same thing, I think overly political either way, are starting to find out that advertising money and stuff are drying up and people don't want overly politicized stuff. And they weren't getting views. They almost got sold out, but then they realized that if we make cuts, we can keep the business going, which would have been the first thing they would have done before you'd sell it to somebody else. I mean, it seems like a lot of incompetence the whole way around. Like, do they even know what they're doing?
No. Basically, they thought the venture capital was never going to run out. I think they thought it was never going to run out. And anytime the site would get low on money, they'd be like, oh, here we'll just hold our hands out and somebody will just shit another, $25 million into our bank account.
What's interesting, though, is that he said that he tapped these media industry veterans.
Yeah.
But they granted them a stake in the outlet. So what they're doing is they're going to make it profitable because they have a vested interest. When you have a vested interest financially, you're going to do what you can to make money.
Right. So maybe
where people are being paid to write articles, they don't care. They get paid either way.
No, they don't care. I mean, that's the thing. Maybe they should tie their pay to their performance. But then what happens is, and this has happened to a lot of these pop culture outlets, where they would give view bonuses and then people would manipulate the numbers.
People would buy fake traffic.
They would buy fake traffic to get
say,
those.
Oh, look, I got all these views and this is going to happen. Oh, look, it's going to pick up right at 7 p.m. tonight.
Exactly 7 p.m. tonight, my article is going to take off.
And there's going to be, at 3 a.m., there's going to be hundreds of thousands of views, 5 a.m. when everybody in the U.S. is mostly in bed. Hundreds of thousands of views come in, but it was completely coincidental.
All U.S. traffic, all to that article.
Right, specifically. They didn't go to the main page
They didn't
first
go to Google or anything. They just went right to that article.
Not speaking from experience or anything.
Not speaking from...
Wink, wink. No, we didn't have anybody do that before. Yeah.
We've never had to let anybody go for doing that
now,
either.
This is why we do no longer offer performance bonuses. So
yeah, it incentivizes people to do that. And, I mean, you gamble with that. And that's all I wonder. Some of these websites, have they been buying traffic? Have they been gambling and losing, and then maybe losing their ad networks and having to try to sell ads on their own? Or what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of things that probably going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing. And more and more I'm seeing every one of these websites push subscriptions, tip jars, all this stuff. I'm seeing the Young Turks, TYT, they're like every video now, they're like, hey, go to our website, give us some money. It's like everybody, even in the video space, like everybody's hurting for money now.
Well, it's because advertising just fell off a cliff.
It did, because, the economy sucks.
Well, I think that, and, everything's so polarized that a lot of advertisers are afraid to advertise here because they're afraid they're going to tick off that audience. If they advertise there, they're going to tick off that audience. So they're just going to go put it on, videos or radio or something like that. People are going to see it or hear it, and they don't have to worry about it like ticking off people because it's not this far left site or far right site or whatever.
Well, that's what happens because when the advertisers advertise on any any site or video or channel or podcast or whatever that's more politically charged, you've always got the internet outrage mob.
Yeah, they're gonna go. We're gonna complain.
Yeah, we're gonna take your money away.
it's just, it is what it is.
The power of complaint. That's what we have.
Power of complaint compels you. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of this, guys. Just, I mean, I don't know what things are going to look like next year, because I was doing another video, doing a gaming news roundup on the other channel, on the podcast. And everybody's mantra now in every industry is survive until 25, because they think things are going to get better next year, maybe. But I'm like, I don't know who's going to be left. I don't know what's going to be left.
Depend on how the election goes, personally, but we'll see.
Probably. So let's wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.